Hello and welcome, I'm Thomas from Bouncing Dutch Reflexology. So good to see you and thanks for joining me today. Digestive system, that's what we're going to look at today in this two-part series actually. So first part we're going to go from the top and we're going to work to, middle digestion area, and then the second part we're going to look at, the lower digestive tract. So let's go take a look at the upper tract in this first part. So the first one we look at is the mouth reflex, and that's found right on the big toe here, right in the stem of the toe. Because if you think about the head, the jaw and the mouth is found right, below the nose reflex, right in this area here. So the way to work that is to just use your thumb here, and I use my back hand over top of the supporting hand, and I just walk across this way, and I feel for any type of tightness or anything out of the ordinary, right? And I can work it in little circles like this, and that's working the whole mouth. And this, the mouth is where it breaks down, some enzymes get released in the mouth in your saliva, and it's good for breaking down starches and things like that. So all in the mouth here. Okay, so you just work that really well. And I work it all the way across to the end of the toe here. So this whole area here is what I work for the mouth, okay? So that little bump there is the nose, so everything below that is the mouth. Because inside we go into the next reflex, which will be the esophagus, but I'll just show you what it looks like on this side. Okay, so you can just do little walking lines like this. I like to use my thumb to just go like that over top, and I make sure that I work it all the way to in between the first and second toe, okay? Because then we're going to do the esophagus, so basically the food tube that follows down into the stomach, which will be on the left side here, okay? But that is found on both feet, and the way that I work that, I'll show you on this foot first. I get my elbow way up in the air. That way it shows the direction that I want to be walking, because I'm going to be walking straight down towards the heel, and then I'm going to wrap around this big bone here. And most people have like a little bit of a line that goes around there, right? And what you're going to be doing is be pushing into the bone all the way around as you go. And then you're going to come to the medial side of the foot there, right? So it's really important to get your elbow straight up in the air, and then start to walk down that way. And then you wrap around and follow that bone right in that way. Okay? And as you're coming down like this, you're going to notice that your elbow will drop, which is perfect. And that's all you have to do, right? So if you just get in the habit of lifting your elbow in the direction that you're working and dropping your elbow, you don't have to do much work. You just let the elbow drop, and that way you don't have to work your hand to do the turn, right, when you come around the corner here. By naturally dropping your elbow, that will allow you to do that movement, right? Same with this way. You want to get your elbow out, and then you're going to walk up between. Okay? And so the way to work this is working down and around to the medial side, and then you come back up again. Okay, down and up. And that just works everything in that area there. Okay, so what it looks like on this side. Okay, elbow straight up in the air. Come around to the medial side there, and then pick up where you left off, and come up in between the toes. There you go, that's the esophagus. Okay, so we did the mouth, hold this area here, down into the esophagus, right? Mouth, all this area here, down into the esophagus. And the esophagus joins the stomach. So that's what we're going to work next. And the stomach is found on the left side of the body, which is right here. So the stomach is found where the diaphragm line is there. Okay, so the stomach is right below the diaphragm line. That's why deep breathing is really good when you're eating or digesting food. It just helps because the diaphragm kind of massages the stomach there. Stomach goes all the way to there until underneath the fourth toe where you stop. That's the end of the stomach there. So I just work this medially across and just below the diaphragm line, and then I stop underneath the fourth toe. And the stomach naturally has this curve to it, right? It's kind of shaped like a backwards C almost, right? So, and it's going to drop down to the waistline here. So you're just going to come down on an angle and end just at the waistline. Okay, so waistline's here, where that bone sticks out, straight across. And so you walk down this way. So it's really important here to just work the stomach in one direction, because that will really promote healthy stomach, okay? So you want to walk across this way. So out medial to lateral, stop underneath the fourth toe on the just below the diaphragm line, and then you pick up where you left off with the other thumb, and you finish that little curve off all the way to the medial side there. And that will finish off the stomach. Okay, so you have mouth, esophagus, into the stomach, right? And then the stomach goes into the small intestines, but we're going to do that in part 2, okay? We're going to jump over to the right foot now, because what else is involved in the digestive system is the liver and the gallbladder, and so that's found on the right foot. So when we come over here, it's going to be similar to the stomach because it's in the same area, just on the right side of the body. Underneath the diaphragm line, you're going to find the liver, okay? The way to find the liver is halfway, waistline is here, so draw an imaginary line across this way, and you're going to come halfway down that, right? And you're going to go all the way across the foot. So basically right where my 2 fingers are lying there. And then under the 5th and 4th toe, so under zone 5 and 4, divided by zone 3 here. So basically zone 3 and 4 in between there is the edge of it. And then you're going to come to the waistline, which is right there, okay? And so right all this area right here is where you will find the liver, okay? And it's shaped like that too. So the way that I work this is I use 2 thumbs. One goes across this way, one goes across this way, one goes across this way. Okay, and then I can just do little lines up this way as well. Doesn't really matter which direction you work the liver in, like the stomach needs to be worked in clockwise direction. The liver doesn't. It's involved in so many different functions, and it doesn't really have a direction that the stuff follows. It's a huge, gland that filters and does, basically 50 things. It's pretty amazing. So a little technique here also is doing dot to dot. And you just want to work it really well, okay? So just check to make sure that there's no tight areas or any sore areas. If there is, stop and work them out, okay? And yeah, you can use any technique that you feel comfortable with or that you've learnt, that you're, well versed in. And you just work the area really, really well. Liver is one of the most important points because it's pretty much anything that's going on in the body, the liver is involved with, right? So that's the liver, okay? The next one is gallbladder. Gallbladder is found sort of underneath the liver. It's a little tiny thing like this, and it's a little gland there that, creates bile. Okay, so under there, You're going to find that by taking your index finger and your thumb, and you're going to slide down between the third and fourth valley until the bones come together. Okay, so it's easy to see on my hand here. See how that, it's going to be over here though. See how you can see, well, on this one here, you can see the bones coming together, and so it joins and I can't go any further. That's where you're wanting to do. You want to go up and slide your index finger down to there. And then on the other side, you're going to match up your thumb on that, and then you're going to give a nice little 1, 2, 3 action, okay? So between the third and fourth, slide down, okay, there it is, and then match up my thumb on directly across, as if the foot wasn't there. You're just going and touching your index finger and thumb together, right? And you're just going to give a nice little pinching action. 1, 2, 3. And because we're all different, the gallbladder actually can move a little bit. And so if I do this and I don't see a reaction or feel some sort of reaction from the client, because this point tends to be a little bit sore, then I would go over between the fourth and fifth in the exact same process. You slide down and then match up the thumb on the other side and give a nice little 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one was a bit more sensitive. I could feel the foot resisting a bit more. So for her, this is where the gallbladder is currently. All right, so 1, 2, 3. So that's the liver and gallbladder. So the digestive system, it's a really great one. You know, it takes in the food that we eat, it breaks it down, takes out the nutrients and, you know, vitamins that we need, and discards the rest, right? And so if this system is working really well, it's great. We're healthy, we're strong. You know, life seems to be a bit more easy, because not only are we talking about breaking down food and stuff, but we're also, the digestive system has a little bit more meaning as far as, you know, breaking down our thoughts and our ideas, taking what we need, sifting through it, and, you know, discarding what we don't need anymore that doesn't serve us, right? So same sort of system, so it's working on a couple different levels, right? So that's what I really like about the digestive system. So it's really a great system. So doing all these points, getting the foot to be as healthy and as strong as possible is going to help the rest of the body, you know, as it reflects to the rest of the digestive system, right? So it's really a great one, and I'm excited to share it with you. So that was part 1, and maybe in a couple weeks we'll look at part 2. So stay tuned for that. So if you haven't subscribed, this might be a good time, and then you'll get part 2 right in your inbox. So until next time, this is Adam Thomas from Balancing Touch Reflexology. Remember to keep those feet happy. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and feel free to share it with anybody that you think might be interested in it. If you're interested in reflexology, this might be a channel to subscribe to. If you haven't already, hit, or better yet, step on that bell icon, and then you'll be notified when the next video is coming out. If you're looking for a reflexology chart, head on over to balancingtouch.ca. We have created a bunch of visually exciting, easy to understand reflexology charts. And if you have some more time, check out some other videos. Until next time, this is Adam Thomas from balancingtouch.ca. See you later.